Alright guys, we're putting subs in the Fox. I'm on my way to Home Depot now, so I can get the stuff I need to build the box. Me and Papa John here, we got a sheet of MDF, 3/4 inch.
Take 10.
So before I build the box, I gotta make a nice plywood platform to go across here. So I got some cardboard so I can sketch it out and go from there. That looks pretty good. Let's turn that into a piece of plywood. That worked out pretty well. Came out nice. I'm going to try to find a spare tire to go in here underneath to kind of support everything better. But doing the subs, that's going to add a lot of weight. So I don't want to make it too heavy back here. But also I know the Foxes are light on the tail end. So a little extra weight wouldn't hurt it none. Just shift, like as soon as you hit it.
This thing's a piece of shit, dude. It's a piece of shit still, but in the best way possible.
I built 3 little platforms off of there so it mounts in nicely. Do a quick clear coat over it. Let's throw it in the car. Fits good. Now that we got that squared away, let's build the sub box. So from here to here, it's just over 36 inches. So I figured do a 36-inch box, go all the way across. And I'm debating whether to come out 14 or 16 inches from his about right there out. Either 14 or 16 inches, I haven't decided yet. Then come up so far and build them at an angle so that they match the angle of the hatch, so that the sub fires up, hits the window, Do it like that. We have a sub here, sub there. So I'm trying to decide exact dimensions on it, but that's the idea. So I'll figure that out real quick and then we'll start building. So this is the idea right here. So for the back, 11 1/4, that'll go up and down. 14 coming out, 6 3/4 coming up in the front. That way there's enough room because the sub, the back of it comes down like 6 inches or so, I think. That way we got enough room. That way we got about 1 inch underneath the sub in the box. Got the first panel marked 14 inches out, and then once it's cut, I'll mark it for 36 inches. Test fit, looks flawless. Fits just with enough room right there. That way I can wrap the box and it still won't be really touching the panels. I might just shave a hair off of it. I haven't decided yet. I don't want it touching the panels when it's wrapped and done, but I don't want it far away from them either. I want it to kind of fit snug, but I don't want it rubbing the panels, but it should fit perfectly if I do it like that, because I'll wrap it. It'll just be a touch closer, but then it'll kind of fit in there perfectly, I think, because we don't want it too small. Yeah, we'll do that. Unfortunately, this is as far as I'm going to get today, but it came out nice, and I'll catch back up with it another day real soon. Got the angles on here just right. That'll work good. I'll be able to use this sheet here for the sides. And then I got a couple others right down here. Back on it again. Here's the back. I got this marked out here so I can drill it out and then use a little jigsaw and cut it out. That's going to be where the speaker wire comes out for the subs, and it's got that plate there where you plug in. So I'm going to get that knocked out, that way I can kind of start building it. Perfect. Let's build the base and the sides of the box. So to start out, we're going to start with the sides, get them in the right spot, glue them down, and then we'll screw them in. I got liquid nail and some caulk from liquid nail and some screws. So I'm basically just gonna cut the side of this, lay a nice bead down through here on the side, glue it down, and then wait for it to dry up a little bit. That way I can move it around just right, and then drill a hole, screw it in. Go to this side, do the same thing, put the back on, put the front on, just kind of progress through it. We'll start with the sides. Quick tip for you guys so you reduce the chance of splitting MDF. So drill your little hole all the way down for your screw. Then come in with a big drill bit that's about the size of the head of the screw. Put it right there. And then drill your little tiny little hole up top. That way you got somewhere for the head of the screw to sit. It seats in, and you're not trying to run it in and crack the MDF. That way, when you cover your box, it doesn't bump out where the screw's at. Got the box put together. Came out nice. Not completely done yet, but we're getting close. This is a sealed box, by the way. I never said that in the beginning. It's a sealed box. So, no ports, no vents. Now it's time, I think, we should make some braces for the inside. That fits perfectly, actually. I might just put these in the corner. I don't know. But I want to put something in the corners to have extra support in the corners. And then maybe some small ones, like one there. Or no. Probably do a small support that goes through here and right here. Just for extra support there. I don't know if I'd do anything on the sides. I think I'll just do that, and then maybe two small ones right there. And that should give it some extra support, strengthen it up some more, so should just keep it together, make it last longer. These subs that I got, they're pretty big, they're pretty strong subs, so I don't want the box to blow apart or anything happen to it, but I'm also not going to be blaring the subs like that, so as long as we build it good and solid, add a couple extra supports like this, we'll be perfectly fine. So, I'll probably cut a little bit off of this, make it a little smaller, and then make two minis to go right there. Looking sharp. So, I'm gonna try to get you all the measurements on this stuff, but see, I'm building it exactly to my car, and I don't really know all the measurements myself. I'm kind of just building it to it. So, like, these, they're just made to fit. You see the gap's a little off here. I gotta caulk that in tomorrow when I caulk everything inside, because I got that tube of caulk there. I'm gonna caulk all the corners, caulk everything inside to make sure it's completely sealed. So I'm gonna caulk up that hole right there where there's a gap there. Caulk up all that. But you see the measurements, it's basically just to fit in here, to brace this, to brace the sides and the corners and make it a little more sturdy. Screwed in from the back side and the bottom coming up. And since there was a gap there, I didn't run any screws through the front. Right here, these are 3.5 coming out on the bottom side and 2 inches up. Just small little stubbies to try to add some extra support there in the middle. Over there, you see, came out pretty nice. Just gotta caulk up that little gap there. So, as stated before, we got 36 inches across here. I think it's about 6.5 in the front. Let's see. No, almost 7.5 in the front. Then in the back, we're sitting right about 12 inches right now. And we still gotta put the top on, so we'll be 12 3/4. Because it's 3/4 inch MDF here. Then coming across right here, we're right about 14 inches coming out like I planned. Got the hole set up right there for that little wiring piece to spout the wiring out. So it's basically fit exactly for a 4i car. I'm sure it's a little different for an arrow nose, but you know, everything's a little different. That's exactly how I did it. So it's like I said, it's built to my car, but I'm sure you could take those measurements, double check them with your car, and use them to your advantage, you know. So tomorrow I'm gonna cut out the top. I already have it cut out. I just gotta cut out the circles for the subs. They're 10-inch subs, 2 10s. I'm not gonna show you what I got because I want that to be the next video. Installing everything, showing you what I got, installing it. So this video, I'm just building the box, getting all this done. So 2 10s in the back. So we're basically gonna have to cut out, I think it was like 9.135. Cut something like that out. So plot a pin in the middle and then like try to run it around in a circle, if that makes any sense. Use a drill with some drill bits, like drill out a little hole, then use a little jigsaw, drill out or cut out the circle. Then we can mount that once that's done. But right before we do it, we'll make sure to caulk everything in here. Then we'll try to come in from the subwoofer holes and caulk out the top. But that's basically where we're at for now. So I'll catch back up with y'all tomorrow. Now when marking the holes for the subwoofers, I've tried using one of these little things. Tried hooking up a piece of yarn like that, you know, and then using a pencil on the other end knotted to it, making a circle. That wouldn't work out too well for me. Easiest way I've come to find out how to do it would be drill a little hole in the middle, put your drill bit back in there upside down, use the tape measure, and figure out what point you need, and put your pencil there, run it around, mark it, separate it, do it like that. That's how I did this one. Came out pretty good. So I'm going to do this one here, and I'll catch back up with y'all once it's done. Alright guys, we got the subwoofer holes marked. So I'm going to start by drilling a hole right about there, and then come in with this skill saw here and cut out the hole. So I'm going to start right close to the line and work my way closer to it. Go all the way around it. If I got to it, I can use sandpaper, hand sand it to touch it up. Make sure the subs fit just right, because you want a nice snug fit. So I'm going to work on this, and I'll catch back up with y'all when the holes are cut. Alright, test fitted the subwoofers. They fit great. Holes came out really nice. Let's go put it together. Alright, so before we put the top on here, let's caulk up everything inside. All the edges, corners, gaps, everything's getting filled. And once the top's put on, I'll try to come in from the subwoofer holes here and try to get the top corners all the way around it. So we got a caulk gun here, some liquid nail, extreme, heavy duty caulk stuff, and we're going to caulk everything up in there. Everything's sealed up. Should hold a nice seal. Now, let's use this liquid nail stuff right here. Run a bead all the way across here and glue the top down and then screw it down. Might have to use some of this stuff too because I'm basically out of that and you want a nice heavy coat, that way it kind of squeezes out on both sides. So I decided to just make it nice and thick and goopy up top because it's going to be really hard to come in from the subwoofer holes and use the caulk gun, you know. So if it's nice and thick like that, maybe we won't have to come in from the inside. I don't know. It depends on how much stuff oozes out the sides. So let's throw that top on here and go from there. This came out awesome. Couldn't be happier. I'm going to wrap the box tonight because I'm going on a side quest now. Going on a marketplace run. Gonna pick up a set of wheels for my dad's car. We'll see how that turns out. Yeah, we'll wrap this thing tonight and probably test fit it afterwards. Should fit in the car really nicely. Let's wrap the box. So I got some charcoal carpet here. I got it off of Crutchfield. And then just some Super 77 rag, some gloves, some scissors, and a box cutter. So we're going to wrap this box. I'm thinking start right here at the base, work our way up, come down. We should have enough overhang coming off the side to be able to cut the top part right here on the side and the front to wrap the side here. Then we come around and have like just a little overhang here that way it overlaps, seals up the corner. Same thing there and on the other side, of course. And then bring it around and finish at the bottom back in that corner. That's the plan. We'll see how that works out, but we're going to start with testing out the carpet, make sure it fits perfectly, because I have not tested out the carpet or actually seen how big it is in person yet, so let's see if this will work. That's not going to work out, actually. It's not wide enough to do both sides like that. So what I'll do is I'll cut out a section, cover up this side here, just slightly overlap it. Do the same thing for that side, and then once that's done, we'll take the carpet, start out down here at the base, work our way up, around, down, and across, and finish it up down there on the bottom side. Alright guys, these fumes are getting bad. I'm going to take it out on the back deck. Alright guys, everything's wrapped. It's time we start cutting it out. So I'm just going to cut it flush with the edges using a box cutter. Not perfect whatsoever, but for someone who's never done this before, I'd say it turned out pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. See, it's a little rough around the edges, but overall it ain't bad. Not bad. I'll take and cut out the holes for the subs and that little port in the back tomorrow. Now let's mount that speaker wire terminal. It goes in just like that. I'm gonna drill a little hole and then use this hardware here, screw it in. Perfect. Last thing you want to do is take some polyester fiber stuffing, got it off Crutchfield, lay it down in the bottom of the box. Supposedly it makes the subs hit harder. That stuff gets really messy. So, got a nice little bundle of it down there. Not a ton, but I don't really know how much you're supposed to use. I just figured put a nice little layer at the bottom. I know you don't want to do too much because then it'll overkill it, but at the same time you want to do a good amount. So I just got about that much in there, and then a little extra in the corners there. So should work out pretty good. So right about now, I think that's everything we're gonna do to the box. All right, so let me give you all a walk around. So I just cut this out about flush with the MDF. The subs, they're gonna overlap the carpet, so it doesn't matter. On the inside, it's all sealed up. I'll probably take a little of that polyester out. It's a little too much stuffing. Now, the corners, they came out pretty good. The edges, I just wrapped the sides and then went around the top and the back, the bottom, all that. So there's a seam right there, right there. All the corners and the edges have a seam, except for like the faces of it. In the back here, we got all this done, and see how these work. You unscrew it like that, and then you run your wire like that little hole. You can use bare wire, ferrules, banana plugs. See the side of the box here? Bottom. Overall, it came out really good. Wow, I impressed myself with this one. That is awesome. Fits amazing. See, it's just super close, but it's not really even touching. So that's a good sign. Got it perfect. And when you step back, it matches with the seats. It just flows right up into them. And then with the hatch down, just barely see it. It's right there. Almost the same angle as the hatch. And it's a big box. I mean, don't get me wrong. This box is massive. It's big. But at the same time, you still got a lot of room here. Now, spoiler, I'm going to mount the amp right there. So, you'll lose a little more room, but at the same time, that's beautiful. Maybe even like go on the TikTok shop and give me a little LED light, you know, like a stance car has. To kind of light it up back there. So you see, light it up in red, that way you see the subs, you know, that'd be cool. Heck yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.